Your birthdays get worse and worse as you get older and older. Do we agree on that? Like 18, you're like, I'm 16, like I can drive a car. 18, like I'm an adult. 21, beer. 26, you should find a doctor. The Affordable Care Act, that's what it was called. And then I called him, and I was like, hey, I need some health insurance. She's like, absolutely. And we did some paperwork, and she's like, it'll be $350 a month. I was like, we have different definitions of affordable. She got all smart with me. She got really smart with me. She's like, well, sir, for $350 a month, what did you expect? I was like, a Jeep? My brother-in-law's super British, like straight off the bat, like, hello, like a spot of tea with the Queen, or whatever. Like, I don't, like, thinks Harry Potter's a real person, like British, okay? His in-laws still live in London, and they don't like me one bit, all right? Because I had to pick them up from the airport when they flew in for the wedding. And apparently I'm an asshole for running around the airport screaming, the British are coming, the British are coming! The other day, I learned the cops have, like, no sense of humor whatsoever, and I'll explain. I was in line at a fast food restaurant, and the lady told me my meal would be like a 9-minute wait, so I should just pull around to the front, and she'd bring it out to me, and I was like, deal. So I'm out front, and this cop drives by, and he stops, and he gets out of his car, and he comes down to mine. I was like, I should have some fun with this guy. So I rolled down my window, and he was like, excuse me, sir, are you waiting on somebody? And I was like, yeah. But if he sees the cops here, the deal is definitely off. I have one sister. We don't get along. She's the most competitive person in the world. Like, everything we did was a competition. Everything. We were talking to my grandparents the other day. She was like, I was the first grandchild to ever give you a great-grandchild. And I was like, that's not fair, right? Because, like, I haven't done anything with my life up to this point. Like, how was I supposed to compete with that? I was just like, I was the first grandchild to ever get a lawsuit. It's factual, right? And my sister, without missing a beat, she's like, yeah, but your lawsuit was an accident. I was like, so was your child. So, like, I hated going home when I was in school, because every time I went home, my aunt wanted me to tell her about my crazy college stories, and, like, I really didn't have any, but she was always insistent that I did. Like, every time I went, it was like, oh my gosh, tell me all about your crazy college stories. Like, I can handle it. I'm the fun aunt. And I was like, I really don't have any. She's like, how about I tell you one? And then you tell me one. And I was like, deal, yes, absolutely, let's do this. True story. She looked me right in the face. She's like, one night at college, I got really drunk, and I hooked up with 2 girls. You don't know what depression feels like? Until you found out that your aunt has been with more women than you have, like that. And my dad's a man. My dad's a manly man. Like, he can grow a beard and fix shit with his hands, and he listens to country music, and you can tell by looking at me, I didn't get those genes, all right? He's a man. He's kind of a redneck, right? But he's the kind of redneck where, like, he can take any conversation in the world and turn it back on to America. Yeah, that kind of person. Yeah. I try to trip him up all the time. The other day I was talking to him, I was like, hey, Dad, what's your favorite instrument? He's like, freedom. I was like, holy shit, he is going to build that wall by himself. That is...